All right. Speaking of Chuck Schumer, let's get right into it, baby. Let's do it.
After so many failed votes, it's clear we need to try something different.
Let's get it going. Senator Chuck Schumer unveils proposal to reopen the government, and I believe the Republicans have already said no to it.
What the Senate is doing isn't working for either party and isn't working for the American people. Democrats have said we must address the health care crisis, but Republicans have repeatedly said they won't negotiate to lower the health care costs until the government reopens. So let's find a path to honor both positions. Democrats would like to see an end to this shutdown, and we want to respect Leader Thune's desire not to negotiate on ACA until after the government reopens. Therefore, we'd like to offer a simple proposal that would reopen the government and extend the ACA premium tax credits simultaneously, and then have the opportunity to start negotiating longer-term solutions to health care costs. Let's do all three.
I think this is a decent strat. Hasanabi, cynically speaking, the Dems can posture without having to do anything, and the Republicans are too evil to care about the effects in the country. Yeah, Republicans have already rejected Democrats' offer to end the shutdown. I think they need to do more. Democrats need to do more as far as like messaging. They need to be everywhere all the time, constantly talking about how the Republicans are dangling the starvation. The Republicans are dangling the starvation of 40 million Americans as a point of leverage against offering healthcare to tens of millions of Americans. Like, it's crazy. Schumer says this is a reasonable offer. Republicans are almost certain to reject it. 1R just noted that all this does is force Congress to address it around the midterms next year. Dream scenario for Dems to be able to talk about healthcare right before the elections. Yeah, no, it was smart. It's smart because yes, the year-long extension literally brings the conversation back to the forefront right before the midterms, and it's like that's not something that Republicans are going to be on board with, you know. But the answer to that is okay. Then we do an extension. What, 2 years into the future? Like, their only counter could be, okay, we'll do a longer extension of ACA subsidies. You know, tell the CIA to give some subs. Yeah, CIA, gift the subs. More on the Dem offer. Clean CR paired with 3-bill minibus. Clean 1-year Obamacare extension. Established bipartisan committee for long-term Obamacare negotiations. I might be libbed up, but conceding is the worst move. Let Republicans kill the filibuster. Dems never will. ACA lapses, and then people hate Trump more. Yeah, but the problem with the ACA lapsing in that situation is like you are losing tens of millions of people that previously had health care. You know, so there is like the cynical operative attitude that people have, but then they also do have to care about making sure that people don't, you know, lapse in their coverage because it's too expensive. You know what I mean? It's this, like, as much as I hate these people, as much as I hate politicians, let's be real. This is a real calculation that they have to make. They're not like sitting around thinking, who cares if people starve? They'll get angry and they'll hate Trump. Like, they do care when people starve. Even from a cynical, shrewd, operative perspective, they care because when people starve, they also start getting mad at them, right? So if there's one group that doesn't care when people starve, it's the Republicans. They've made that fucking clear. It's obvious, especially because they're like literally dangling that as a threat, which is crazy. But I do think that like the Democrats are more responsive to that than the Republicans are. What's happening? Since when is Hassan pro-politicians? Have I missed something, or he joined the Democratic plan? Yes, I am a ride or die defender of the Democratic Party. And only because I'm in DC, even though I've been backing Chuck Schumer doing this in spite of my overwhelming criticisms against him since the moment that he did it. Right? I think I've been on Team Chuck and Team Jeffries day one because this is a demand that I had. This was a demand that I had, and they actually followed through on it, and they have kept up the response so far. Do I think that they're doing the best job messaging around it? No. But clearly, in spite of their bad messaging around it, people do still legitimately blame the Republicans here.
Tax credits for the future. Now, the ball is in the Republicans' court.
Adam Mockler had a good talking point here. Let's see.
Can I just ask, to either of the Republicans on this panel, would you rather see this government shutdown end in Trump's preferred way, which is terminating the filibuster, or Democrats' preferred way, which is extending health care? What do you say?
First of all, I'm not a Republican.
Okay, to be fair, both options seem good to me. If the Republicans concede and they don't pass they don't nuke the filibuster and they concede to the Democrats, then healthcare is funded. If they do actually hit the filibuster, if they do actually destroy the filibuster, then like the entire dynamic of senatorial runs changes. Okay, the entire dynamic of the Senate changes. You're a terrible person and I hate you. Just wanted to drop in and share hate from Tennessee. Wait, why? Well, I still love you, Chatter. And I hope you have a great day regardless. I still wish you well. I still wish the best for you. I hope that you are cursed with good health care and a decent life, a good job, and a solid benefits package, and free education, and an affordable life regardless. I always wonder like how someone can develop this level of hatred just in general. Maybe they're right wing, maybe they're Republican. I guess maybe that's what it is. Did he despawn? Probably not. He probably did not think that I would respond at all.
Sorry. Then what do you
Then
what do you say? I want to see what do you say?
I ran for city council as a Democrat in the city of New York.
Okay,
Lost by 100
Then
votes.
then I want to ask you, what do you say about
but
that?
I'm a New Yorker.
Okay, answer my question. Answer my question then. Answer my question.
From all the YouTubers creating docu-style videos about how bad of a person you are, these YouTubers are ruthless. Yeah, I know. There's never been a bigger division between what like the overwhelming internet forces believe and try to desperately get their fans to agree with and believe versus the reality. At least in my career, I've never thought that it would be like this, where it's like in the real world, most normal people are like, dude, you seem like a chill guy. You know, I like your worldview. I would like to advance this agenda. But then if you go on the internet, it's like, I am literally the biggest evil villain. Like Donald Trump could be facilitating executions of slop tubers, okay, outside of the White House. And slop tubers would still be talking about, you know who's actually more evil than Trump? Hassan. He is the worst person of all time. No one has ever seen a guy worse than him. Please explain the filibuster. No one seems to be doing that. It's just a process method of stopping a bill from passage that needs the supermajority vote. So people just threaten, or the threat of the filibuster is always there, which is why bills don't pass with simple majority, but supermajorities in the Senate.
Labels. You know why we are where we are?
Answer my
Because of what you
question.
just did.
Online culture is closer to the media impact of TV. Both aren't really it, not reality. I know, but I do think that if there was any truth to this stuff, if there's any truth to the fucking diabolical way that they present me, then I don't think I would have this many people still tuning in. You know what I mean?
Let me ask the same question. How should the shutdown end? The way that Trump wants it
It
to
should
end?
end that it always. There's one way it typically has always ended.
Negotiation.
Under Biden.
Thank you. That's what I'm
under
saying.
Biden,
Negotiation.
It always ends with a clean
With
CR.
negotiation.
No. I reject your premise.
Wait, what do you mean you reject the premise? Like, that's not, yes, that's how it ends. Until one side concedes. You're just basically saying that Donald Trump has presented two options. One, erodes the filibuster, which a lot of congresspersons, especially on the Republican side, are fearful of, and maybe even many Democrats are, because it makes the Senate unable to pass bills. Okay? It basically makes it so that the Senate cannot pass bills. Can you explain why destroying the filibuster, especially in this context, is warranted given the current atmosphere and who's in control? Because there's no other world where this happens. Okay? Because the Democrats would never do it. I know Bernie is anti-filibuster repeal. I know. The filibuster is an important part of what the Senate is. Right now, we should maintain the filibuster. Bernie has used the filibuster in the past. And Bernie has defended the filibuster and not eradicating. Yes, the filibuster bill means a bill needs 60 votes instead of 51. Yes. Where do you stand on it? Oh, I'm in favor. Like, if they, as Adam Mockler presents here, if they pass an extension of the ACA and concede on the demands that the Democrats are making, fantastic. That galvanizes the base, that shows that when the Democrats fight, they win. And it's also good for people's health care to be covered. Okay? That's good. If they abolish the filibuster, that's also good in the long term as well.